Well, thank you for the brilliant Judge Rinder fans and your incredibly thoughtful and highly literate questions on Twitter. It does demonstrate that there are some sensible people that tweet things, and you're amongst them. That's because you watch Judge Rinder, which means that you're already above the national average. Now, I didn't know which question to answer, so I'm going to have a look and go through some of them. Let's have a look. Where should I begin? It's difficult to decide. Well, there's somebody called Mr. Potato Head. Judge Rinder, ask Judge Rinder, in a fight between King Kong and Godzilla, who wins? Mr. Potato Head, you're a moron. Never mind. Let's look at some of the other ones. Judge, that's a funny one. When will we get to see more of Rocco in the new? Will we get to see more of Rocco in the new series? Hopefully. Sadly, he's off writing his thesis on international law at the moment, so he's at home doing that. Then there's another question. Can you remember your very first case? This is from Lynn Grant, by the way, with a beautiful picture of a dog. Lynn asks, can you remember your very first case and how did you feel before, during and after it when either you won or lost the case? That's a very good question. The first case I did, which was the first trial I did, I won. It was a case involving a young man, and he had been in possession of an offensive weapon, but he had a good excuse, or so he said. Also, I managed to persuade the jury off in any event. And he was acquitted, and I felt absolutely marvellous because it was my first of many victories. I rarely lost. Now, Joanne, there you are. Do you ever feel the need to shout, "Stop being such a moaner and get a life"? Joanne, I can understand that you might feel like that. I rarely do. As a judge, I only say things which are thoughtful and direct, like "you're incredibly stupid." So I don't say that. But if I do, you can have some royalties. I'll steal your line. You want to say, "Stop being such a moaner and get a life." Maybe next series. Matthew Knight, what's your advice to anyone thinking of becoming a barrister? Great question. Matthew, work hard. The reality is, these days, the bar is impossible to get into unless you are at the top level. What's that mean? It means you've got to do really well at school. You've got to make sure, insofar as possible, you get a first. Very often these days, people applying, they have master's degrees as well. In my chambers last year, we had about 600 applicants and we took one pupil. So work hard. Don't be deterred. As long as you're sensible, not a moron, not stupid, but smart, and you've got some acumen, then I suspect anybody can become a barrister. Well, there's a few people I think probably can't, but we know who they are. But they don't watch my programme like you.
Click here for more exclusive YouTube videos. And don't be a moron. Subscribe and keep up to date with all the best courtroom action. Jazz hands, Michelle.
Barbara Limer, you are a brilliant judge. What a brilliant way to start a question.